Right now, the situation on our screens is nothing short of suffocating. We have all been watching Jason struggle to readjust to civilian life, officially telling Sonny that he is stepping away from the mob to protect his son Danny. Meanwhile, Sonny has been spiraling, heavily relying on his questionable inner circle while simultaneously plotting with Brick to sabotage Carly and her new romance. And let us talk about Carly for a second. She is currently locking lips with Valentine in the hospital parking lot, completely oblivious to the fact that Valentine is playing a highly dangerous game with Jack and the intelligence agency. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife, and the writers have perfectly painted our favorite characters into separate, miserable corners. But ladies, this is all a deliberate setup. The writers are breaking them down to build them back up in the most spectacular way possible. According to my exclusive insider leak, the real bombshell drops when Sonny makes a decision that will shake the town to its absolute core. We are hearing that Sonny is going to officially dissolve his mafia empire. Yes, you heard me correctly. After decades of ruling the underworld, surviving countless assassination attempts, and losing so many loved ones to the violence, Sonny is finally throwing in the towel. With Jason refusing to be his enforcer and the recent terrifying ordeal with Jens putting his family in the crosshairs, Sonny realizes that the power is no longer worth the blood. If you ask me, this is a long overdue character evolution. Sonny wants a normal life, or at least as normal as a retired boss can get. He is choosing family over the cartel, and this monumental shift is going to leave a massive power vacuum in the city. But a man like Sonny cannot just walk away from his entire identity without crumbling, and that is exactly where Carly steps in. The leaked scripts reveal that Carly is going to be the one to pull Sonny back from the edge of the abyss. Once Sonny's sabotage plot involving Brick exposes exactly who Valentine truly is, Carly's brief romance will go up in spectacular flames. Brokenhearted, but suddenly seeing clearly, Carly will realize that Sonny is sacrificing his empire for the sake of their family. I have been saying this for years. Guys, these two are magnetic. No matter how much they fight, no matter who else they date, they always gravitate back to each other. Carly is going to become Sonny's anchor in this chaotic transition, reminding him of the life they used to dream about before the mob consumed their every waking moment. Prepare your tissues, as this leads directly into the ultimate reunion. My sources are confirming that Sonny and Carly are not just going to reconcile, they are going to fall madly back in love, leading to a stunning wedding proposal. We are looking at a full-blown romantic resurgence for Sweeps Week. Carly and Sonny will realize that they simply cannot exist in this world without each other. They are going to rebuild their lives, this time completely free from the shadow of the mob. Imagine it, ladies. Sonny and Carly finally living a peaceful life, hosting family dinners, and actually being happy. It is the fairy tale ending that longtime fans have been dreaming about for over 2 decades. But in the soap world, happiness is always the calm before the storm, and this beautiful reunion is about to paint a massive target on their backs. And where does Jason fit into all of this? The leaked script indicates that Jason will be right by their side, but in a completely new capacity. Jason is no longer the enforcer taking orders. He is returning to his roots as their absolute best friend and fiercely loyal protector. The legendary Golden Trio is officially back together. Without the constraints of the criminal underworld, Jason, Sonny, and Carly will form an unbreakable bond based purely on love, loyalty, and their shared history. Jason will be the guardian of their new peaceful life. Seeing the three of them sharing coffee in the kitchen, laughing, and supporting each other without the looming threat of rival families is going to be incredibly emotional. But if you think the writers are just going to let them ride off into the sunset, you do not know this show. Here is the chilling reality check, ladies. This beautiful, heartwarming piece is nothing but a masterfully disguised trap. By leaving the mob, Sonny and Jason are essentially stripping away their armor. They no longer have an army of guards, a network of informants, or the terrifying reputation of the cartel to keep their enemies at bay. They want to be normal citizens, but their past is too dark to just wash away. The insider leak explicitly states that their newfound vulnerability is going to trigger an absolute bloodbath. The enemies who were previously too terrified to strike are now watching from the shadows, salivating at the chance to take down the mighty Sonny and the lethal Jason now that they are supposedly weak. And the first person to step up to the plate is going to absolutely shock. If you ask me, Drew is about to become public enemy number 1. We already know Drew is slowly regaining his mobility, and he is currently being blackmailed by Jack while harboring a deep, venomous resentment towards Willow and Nina. But that anger is going to violently pivot towards his own twin brother and Sonny. Drew has always felt overshadowed by Jason, and he has always despised Sonny's influence. Once Drew realizes that Jason and Sonny have abandoned their criminal empire and lost their protective network, he is going to see an opportunity. Drew's psychological state is rapidly deteriorating. He is tired of being manipulated, tired of being blackmailed, and tired of being the lesser twin. I strongly suspect that Drew will orchestrate a hostile takeover, not just of their finances, but of their physical safety. Drew knows that Jason will not easily resort to lethal violence now that he is trying to be a good father to Danny. Drew will exploit this hesitation, pushing Jason to the absolute brink to test whether the legendary enforcer still has the stomach to pull the trigger. He wants to prove that he is the superior man, willing to destroy Carly's new marriage just to watch Jason suffer. But Drew is not the only villain circling the wagons. We absolutely cannot forget about Valentine. Ladies, do you honestly think Valentine is just going to quietly walk away after being dumped by Carly? Not a chance. Valentine is going to be furious when Carly leaves him to run back into Sunny's arms. We all know how petty and dangerous Valentine can be when his heart is broken. Valentine views the reunion as a personal insult, and he will use every ounce of his immense wealth and cunning intellect to tear them apart. My insider leak suggests that Valentine will start planting seeds of doubt between Sunny and Carly. He will dig up ancient secrets, manipulate evidence, and try to make Sunny believe that Carly is secretly pining for Jason. Valentine knows exactly which buttons to push to trigger Sunny's deepest insecurities. He wants to watch their beautiful new marriage implode in spectacular fashion, proving to Carly that Sunny is still the unstable man he always was. It is going to be a terrifying game of psychological warfare. And just when you think things cannot get any worse for our trio, the ultimate big bad enters the arena, Jack. If you ask me, Jack is the most lethal threat of all. As the head of the intelligence agency, Jack has access to unlimited resources, satellite tracking, and highly trained assassins. He already has his hooks in Nina and is pulling the strings on Drew. When Jack realizes that Sunny and Jason have retired from the mob, he will not see it as a noble choice. He will see it as a glaring weakness. Jack knows that a retired Sunny and a pacified Jason are easy targets. He wants total control over the city, and as long as the Golden Trio is breathing, they are a threat to his absolute authority. Jack does not care about their new peaceful life, he only cares about eliminating obstacles. The climax of the leaked script for upcoming episodes is genuinely terrifying. Jack is going to orchestrate a massive, coordinated strike against Sunny, Carly, and Jason. He is going to use Drew's reckless anger and Valentine's bitter jealousy as cover for his own deadly trap. Jack wants to wipe out the old guard once and for all. Imagine the scene. Sunny and Carly are celebrating their new marriage. Jason is smiling. The family is gathered. And suddenly, Jack springs a lethal trap that cuts them off from the outside world. The director is going to turn their dream of a peaceful civilian life into an absolute nightmare. He wants to prove that no one escapes the underworld alive. But here is the ultimate twist that is going to have us all screaming at our television. Jack, Valentine, and Drew are making a fatal miscalculation. They think that because Sunny dissolved the Empire and Jason put away his black leather jacket, they have become soft. They think the trio is weak, but they are about to learn a very painful lesson. You can take the men out of the mob, but you cannot take the lethal survival instincts out of the men. When Carly's life is threatened, Sunny and Jason are going to unleash a hellfire unlike anything the city has ever witnessed. They will not need an army of guards to fight back, they only need each other. The three of them are going to stand shoulder to shoulder, proving once and for all that their bond is their greatest weapon. They will protect their new happiness with ruthless, terrifying precision. I am literally getting goosebumps just thinking about how this is all going to play out on screen. The writers are setting up an epic war of survival, and our favorite trio is right in the center of the crosshairs. So, what do you guys think? Will Sunny and Carly's new marriage survive this three-front war against Drew, Valentine, and Jack? Can Jason truly protect them without reverting to his old ways, or will he be forced to cross the line one last time? Drop your thoughts, theories, and wildest predictions in the comments below, because I want to hear exactly how you think this explosive Sweeps Week storyline is going to end.